Hello, everyone. Welcome to Rock Talk Happy Hour. My name is Mario, here with Kimberly, Britt, and Frank. This is a podcast about craft beer and music, where every episode we try different craft beers, we rate them, discuss them, and sometimes we learn a little bit about them, all while talking music-related topics.
Yes.
Frank, what's today's music-related topic?
It's music, bands that talk about
Failed.
Yeah.
Britt, what's today's music-related topic?
Songs that pertain to particular years.
Yes. That's the maybe that's why look, guys. There is a group chat. I told you guys about it. I said whoever doesn't get it right is gonna have to buy beer the next episode. So
it's Frankie.
Yeah. So if you didn't get the email, check your emails. But it's there. But anyways, no. Yeah. Yes. So that's the topic. So I figured that would be a good one since it's the new year. You know, tried to find something New Year's related. It was kind of it was hard. I remember having this discussion the last episode we recorded, and but yeah. So this is the first episode of 2023. So
that's exciting.
Hope you guys are doing good. Happy New Year, 2023. This is the third year that we're going on doing the podcast.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
Because I think we started it in June or July of 2020. So June or July this year will be our third year doing it, and this is episode 84. So this year we're pretty much gonna hit 100 episodes, which is cool. Let me see. And what beer are we on? We're like, I don't know how many beers we're at. We're like over 600 beers.
That's impressive.
Wow.
I'm impressed.
Let me look at that.
That's 3 plates on the wall.
Yeah, that's 3 plates on the wall. So if I look at our website, and also too, I want to talk about that in a bit. But so if I look at brews by episode, the last beer we had on the last show together was number. Who wants to take a guess?
637.
We said over 600. So
yeah, he spoiled it.
644.
Wow.
Dang, I was close.
Yeah,
so close.
Yeah. So we've had 644 beers on this show. Kim and I have had a lot more. I know y'all probably had more too that we never documented on the show. But anyways, yeah, over 600 beers. Here's we're about to do another year.
We'll get to 1,000 beers.
Yeah, well, pretty. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if we do it if we get to it. No, I won't be. Well, yeah, maybe actually. We're averaging about
300 a year.
About 300 a year. We're gonna be pretty damn close. Just depends. So, but so I guess we'll go ahead and get into it. So we have 3 little segments that we use to kick off the show. First one is what are we drinking? We're not drinking anything, but
I'm drinking tequila.
She's drinking tequila. But we'll fix it right now. We're gonna get something to drink right now. I had a beer. It was hard to find like a New Year's themed beer too. Kim and I had one, but I drank it. I don't want to say what it was. And I couldn't find another one at the store, and it bugged me. I was like, damn it, I wanted this one to be the first beer of the episode, but that ended up happening. So I have another one, and I was like, well, let me see if I can segue it in. So the one that I have, I'm just going to say it's Father Time's birthday, and that's why we're going to have a birthday beer. So
Okay. There you go.
Okay.
So, let's see. You go in here. Let me dig around. Not that one. Okay, here we go. Okay, so this is going to be our first beer of 2023. And, I mean, I guess it kind of lines up a little bit. It's called Extra Fun Fetty, a 9th B-Day celebration, but we'll just scratch that out. Put 2023 birthday. There's a little Sasquatch.
Oh, cool.
A little cake.
Oh, that's
and
cute.
He's eating it, and he has a little birthday hat on. This is from 903 Brewers. They're from Sherman, Texas, so we've had beers from these guys before. This is Birthday Extra Fun Fetty Sasquatch cake flavored and buttercream flavored milk stout.
Okay.
So it's a stout, but it sounds like it's gonna have some sweetness to it.
Yeah. The buttercream thing is kind of new. I don't think we've come across
I don't
that
think we've
before.
had one.
You had to start us off with the stout.
I had to start us off that was related somewhat to New Year.
Okay.
Which it is a birthday
is, sure.
is kind of a New Year. So Britt, you want to do the honors?
Sure.
All right, I'll let Britt pour that, and then I'll go ahead and write this over here so we can get ready to rate it. me see. What else was I gonna say? Oh yeah, have some news, but I'll save it for when we get to news and brews, brews
Yeah,
and news and
I do
whatnot.
too.
Sweet.
Oh, Jesus.
She said that's it.
Oh yeah, no, that's
What
cool.
would you like?
That's good.
No, that's that's cool. All right.
And the
So-
rest is yours.
And then Frank,
It smells interesting, like
Yeah?
sweet.
I think your what's it called? Your senses are gonna be a little different right now than mine. So, why don't you smell that? Tell me what you smell.
Well, I'll smell it from the
Oh yeah.
the glass
That sounds good.
because it helps oxygenate, I guess.
Yeah. Sure. That's I guess that's a word.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It smells a little winey to me.
Whiny.
Whiny.
Uh-oh.
What the hell? No, that's
smells
whatever.
sweet.
That's whatever Britt had in the glass.
It smells like
before.
cake.
No, I didn't have anything in
Just
the glass.
Oh, it does
Smells
smell like cake. Smell it from the
Yeah.
cake.
Or like
Yeah, they-
fudge.
Oh, I smell the wine now. Like
Yeah.
if you had a.
Oh, yeah, I
if
do
it,
too.
If it was like
Yeah.
in the glass, you could smell it, but the can smells like.
Yeah,
The
it's
cake
like-
comes more. Kim smells it better than we do.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
if you smell it, you could smell definitely
I
cake.
smell
but
sweetness, but.
but
yeah.
if you smell it lightly, it does smell like wine.
Smells
I
like
see
a
where you're getting
vanilla
that
lip
from.
smackers from 1999.
Okay,
Aw.
so I'm glad that y'all aren't taking like a big drink of this or whatever.
Yeah, I'm glad I'm not.
11.3% ABV, so it's pretty high up there.
Yeah.
so it's definitely a birthday beer. So
Yeah.
okay,
A
I'm
once a
gonna-
year beer.
That's good.
I like that. You could taste the
It's sweet,
that-
but it's-
How,
the
taste that
booziness in
is
it.
so boozy, but
Yeah.
yes, it's good.
But it's sweet. It's good.
Dang, okay.
I'm gonna give this one a 5. I really like it. It's smooth too, but oh man, I feel like that.
The
Like
heat.
You feel
it's
drunk
weird how-
already?
Feel the heat.
No. Yeah, like it has like a
Like a
heat
burn.
from the
Yeah.
alcohol that
Yeah, 'cause it's
like a
super
whiskey
boozy.
kind of.
Yes.
But stouts, I've never felt that on a beer before. It's so
I think
weird.
I have.
I have.
Not
for
on
sure.
a like not that wasn't barrel aged.
Oh.
And this is not barrel aged, which is weird because it tastes like there was some whiskey residue in there. I give it a 5.
Well, it says you got to drop it like it's squatch, so.
Does it really say that?
Yeah, since it's
Oh, I thought.
I thought it was a Frankie joke. I was like, damn, that was good.
That was a good one.
That was a good one. I give it a 5. Britt,
3.
that's fine. Hey, 3's good. Kim,
4.
4. All right. All right, we're good. So that was the first beer of 2023 for us, and not bad, not bad. I liked it. Okay, so that's out the way. Next segment is hangover.
our hangover.
Hangover is where we talk about things from previous episodes that we didn't get a chance to bring up. Does anyone have any hangover? Probably not. I don't even remember what the hell last.
I do.
Okay, no, go for it.
And because after, our last episode, we did songs that reference old tech.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
And so I've heard song after song, and I'm like, no, I forgot. But I'm only going to mention the best one.
Okay, what
which
you
is
got?
that we all should have remembered.
Oh.
House of Pain
Oh.
and Jump Around.
You should have brought that one.
I don't know,
Oh my
but it's just like
God.
such a popular song, that's all I mean.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
yes,
yeah,
I
yeah.
should have, and that's why I am. Sega.
Oh, okay.
You mentioned Sega.
Yeah. Oh, damn, that's that's.
That was pretty good.
You're
Sega.
dating yourself with that.
Yeah.
I mean, not you, but the song is dating itself with that. That's crazy.
And I remembered that there was a Smith song that mentions a Walkman, and there's a Tribe Called Quest song that mentions a pager. So I was like, man, all these things kept popping up long after the show, and I was like, darn it.
That's I'm surprised. I'm pretty sure there's songs that mention like Atari and stuff. Has to be. If not,
Yeah,
then
like,
we'll
I mean, just the band, the Ataris,
Yeah,
is a
but-
reference to,
yeah, that's
to
true.
that.
That's true. That's true. You're right.
But they probably came long after Atari, right?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, but I
they
mean,
were
when-
like early 2000s or something like that.
Maybe,
Yeah.
but I mean, when
Yeah.
they were kids, they were probably playing
Probably.
Atari, you know?
Oh, yeah, probably.
Yeah.
I hope so. It was pretty great.
Yeah.
Blah, 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 blah. Anyone else have any hangover? I don't. I mean,
No.
okay, cool. Next one is brews and news and brews. Any beer or music related news y'all got?
Yeah, the big announcement, I think, for a lot of people, Foo Fighters are returning to the stage this year.
I can't believe I didn't write that down, but yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, they've announced a handful of dates for
For
May.
some festivals, right?
Yeah, some festivals,
Mhm.
and I think Foo Fighters and the band and for fans. It's
Yeah.
gonna be like a big emotional thing,
Oh,
right?
yeah,
Because
yeah,
I mean,
Who's going to be their drummer?
well, that's the thing. Nobody knows
Yeah,
yet. I
nobody
mean, there are a
knows
lot
yet.
of like names being dropped
Mhm.
at this point, and I think a lot of people are itching towards maybe getting Taylor Hawkins' son to perform
That
drums.
kid can play drums.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. How old is he?
It's like 12, 13
Yeah.
or
Oh,
something.
geez.
So he played
Yeah.
at one of the what do you call it?
Was it one of those tribute concerts?
The
or
tribute. There you
something?
go.
Yeah.
It was
Uh-huh.
one of the tribute shows, and so he came on. And okay, so here's the thing. So when they play My Hero Live, they never play the drum intro. If you're familiar with the drum
Uh-huh,
intro,
yeah.
okay. So they never play it. It always starts with a keyboard and piano intro. Oh,
Huh.
well, when we saw him, I think
Yeah.
they started like okay.
Yeah.
So that's how they play it live. Well, when they played it for the tribute show, his son played it full, like the way it's recorded on the CD with with
okay.
actual drum intro, and that kid went off on
He's
that.
16.
He's
16.
16
Oh, wow.
still.
I
He went
Yeah.
off on that kid. Like if you just
Man.
YouTube that video, it's a pretty crazy to see. Like because I mean Taylor Hawkins was a badass drummer, and to me, like him and Dave Grohl were like on similar levels when it came to like power that they put behind the type of
Their-
drums they
yeah, the
played.
drumming, yeah.
His son, man, just like through like it was crazy.
Yeah.
And then like speaking of that too, a little off topic, but that same show, Van Halen's son, Wolfgang Van Halen,
Yes.
played at that show too,
Oh.
and he played guitar, and they played what song was it? Was it Eruption?
I believe so.
And
Yeah.
and he shredded just like his dad.
Wow.
It was crazy. Like I was like, both of those performances to me were like the standout things, and I didn't get emotional, but it was like it was like you could tell it was something special.
Yeah.
And I was like,
yeah.
that was cool. If Britt, you ever get a chance to see it, just Google
Okay.
YouTube. It's like people still talking about it. But yeah, no, Foo Fighters coming back to play. That's I should have written that down. I didn't.
Yeah, and of course, Taylor Hawkins. I don't even know his name, his son's name.
Yeah, I forgot.
Which I
his son's
should.
name
I think
too,
it's Shane.
Shane, right?
Shane
Yeah.
Hawkins.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, because you said should, and I kind of
yeah. So I think like people are dropping his name. People are saying Travis Barker is gonna do it,
I hope.
but he's already
Yeah, I
touring
hope
with
not.
Blink 182.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So he's
Oh,
already
yeah.
he's already
Tom
committed to
DeLonge's
that.
back.
Yeah.
And then Josh Freese, also a drummer extraordinaire. He's played with like every band on the planet, basically.
I feel like they would get somebody. I know they know a shit ton of people that could fill in, but I think they're gonna get somebody that's like unexpected, that no one, that no one's expecting. And
I know a lot of times when you replace a key member, it's like people want to have that same essence
Yeah.
embodied,
Yeah.
But I feel like like that's cool and all, but I also feel like it's a new person,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it's like they're bringing their own style
Yeah,
as
yeah.
well too. So it's like they're hoping to evolve the sounds.
Yeah.
But I mean, it'll be interesting to see who's gonna play drums. I don't know if it's gonna be one of those things where they're not gonna announce anything until like the day of the show.
I kind of feel like they're gonna get somebody that they know that the general public doesn't know. You know what I mean? Like somebody
Right.
that they've been close to, like somebody that no one knows, like no one really knows who they are. Like there's probably someone in the industry, and they're like, oh look, we got this guy, and he's whatever, he has this much experience, blah blah blah. And, but yeah, I mean, that's I'm excited to see where they go after the summer, because I know after the summer things are probably going to start rolling a little different for them. But
I think so too. And also, I think 2 days ago, guitarist Jeff Beck passed away
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
The member of the Yardbirds, the Jeff Beck group, and he's basically considered a guitarist's guitarist.
Yeah, he's collaborated with like tons of musicians and artists, and the last collaboration that I know of was he collaborated with Ozzy Osbourne on his last album.
Yeah.
wow.
And I think that track that he was on was like very well received. But yeah, so that's the last collaboration that I know of that he did. But he's played with tons of.
I think also
musicians.
Johnny Depp was touring with his band also.
Oh, really?
I mean, not like the Jeff Beck group, but
Yeah.
Jeff Beck has like a solo thing, and Johnny Depp, was playing rhythm and lead here and there on a few shows. So yeah, he was still active. 78, still active,
Damn, I
still
didn't know he was
touring,
that
still
old, man.
recording. Yeah.
That's cool.
So yeah, I mean, 78 lived a long life.
Yeah. No,
So
no.
mhm.
I'll put something of his on the Spotify playlist.
Beth Jack.
I bet that'll be our tribute band. Britt, what you got?
I was just going to mention, because it would happen back in December, but Terry Hall, the lead singer of the Specials, passed away. And we have pancreatic cancer, and that was a shame. But
Yeah, I saw a lot of musicians putting tributes up for him and stuff.
Yeah. It was an influential band and stuff. So
Yeah.
just wanted to make sure we mentioned that, because it happened a while back, but I mean, like a month ago, but we haven't recorded since then. So.
And I think it's similar. It's music related. I think this was just yesterday. Elvis's daughter passed away.
Yeah.
Lisa Marie Presley. She was in her 50s.
Yeah, 54. I think.
Yeah. So and I
it was
know
surprising.
and I know she dabbled in music too. So I mean, I just remember that we saw a billboard actually coming over here.
I saw it too.
Yeah, and I was like, that's interesting. But
Yeah.
yeah. What other news do y'all have? Nothing.
I think that
No.
was it that I put in the.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got new. If y'all have anything else, just we can go over it again too. But the news I have is a little. It's our podcast related. So for 2023, I kind of revamped everything, like visually on the website and all the social medias that we have and stuff. I created a new logo with some color on it. I'm still using the same. I'm still using the original logo we had on some other stuff, because Kim and I made that logo ourselves, like before the show even started. And we were throwing names back and forth. I remember I came across some of the original ideas I had for the logo, and they just looked like shit. And so I remember then when Kim was a big part of the name we have now. Like she came, I think she came up with like happy hour and stuff, and I was like, oh, that fucking sounds cool. And then we went from there. Then we had a bottle cap idea, and she helped me. We took a picture of a bottle cap, and then I edited it, and I couldn't add color to it. And then after trying tons of beers later, came across a black bottle cap, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna try to redo the logo that Kim and I did. So I ended up doing it. And I got some stickers for you guys. So this is the new logo. Of course, I already showed you on the
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
on the
Thank you.
and if you see the back has a QR code with the original logo.
Cool.
So Kim and I, I'll still be making stickers with the old logo as well. But if you guys haven't seen the new logo yet, just go to any of our social media or even on our website, and you can see our new logo. Even the website's changed. The website has color to it as well. It's black and neon pink. So
fun.
there's one piece of news for us that's new. Another thing that's new for us is this again connected to me and Kim. So since the podcast started, and Kim and I would have conversations with people like, oh yeah, we have a podcast. First thing that many people would say was like, oh, what's y'all's YouTube? And we're like, we don't have a YouTube because podcasts are audio first. So a lot of people don't understand that about podcasts, because there are quote unquote podcasters who say they're podcasters and they're on YouTube, when it's really not. It's like that's like a show more. So that was one thing that a lot of people would ask us, like, oh, what's your YouTube? And we'd have to explain to them like why we weren't on YouTube. So I was listening to a podcast about podcasting, and yeah, it's weird, but so I found out, and this was a podcast called Buzzcast, and that's off of our host site. So we have a subscription through Buzzsprout, which is they're our host. So all our RSS feeds and stuff come from, our RSS feed comes from them, and that's where I upload our episodes. And our episodes are rooted. Everywhere you hear the episodes root from that website. So anyways, they have their podcast, and I was listening to it, and last month they had a show talking about YouTube and how everybody, there's a lot of companies who started getting into the podcast game. Facebook, they might have dropped it. I think they didn't want to put enough, they didn't want to invest a lot into it. But Facebook got into podcasting. Google has podcast, because Apple was a big thing that had them. So everybody was trying to compete. So there was a report that came out, or some kind of like a handbook that came out that was released. And basically it was talking about how podcasters can start expanding into YouTube. And with the information that they were relaying to each other and to the listeners was that most likely this year YouTube is getting ready to roll out a podcast section of YouTube.
Huh.
So it'll be like YouTube podcasts or something.
Okay.
And right now they're actually encouraging podcasters to put their podcasts on YouTube, audio only, of course.
Okay.
So it's going to be like podcasts like us that are legit podcasts where there's no video. They're encouraging us to put shows on there. So as of now, we have some shows on there.
Okay, cool.
So I started uploading them on there. If you know anyone who's interested, or if you're interested and you like to stick on YouTube, because I mean, I don't like to stick on YouTube a lot. It's just when we're gonna watch video, like a certain video here or there, or a trailer. That's the only time I'll go on YouTube. But some people, YouTube is like their main source of entertainment or whatever.
Right.
Oh man, that's where I find all the shreds videos.
Yeah, that's important stuff.
And I mean, people, there's even a YouTube subscription thing where,
Yeah.
you can get premium stuff like channels and whatnot. So, but yeah, so that's been added on our website. So if you know anybody who, maybe you don't think they're into podcasts, well, now we're on YouTube now.
Okay.
So I'm pretty sure sometime this year YouTube's gonna roll out something officially. The only hints that we got at this were off that handbook. It wasn't a PowerPoint. Was it a PowerPoint? I think so. But anyways, I read through it. It's like, I think it's like 60 pages or something.
Wow.
And it just gives podcasters like us tips on how to grow your audience on YouTube if you're audio only.
Okay.
So, yeah, that was another piece of news. 2 new things, new look, and now we're on
Yeah.
YouTube.
Cool.
So, yeah. Does
Tips on how to cast your pod.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, you gotta change the line every once in a while.
Yeah.
And put a hook on there, and yeah. Right bait. We got
Cool.
beer.
Yes.
So with that out the way, also yeah, thank you for everyone who's been listening the past couple of years or whatnot. There was something that I had downloaded off of Buzzsprout that said that our audience grew like 52% last year, and I think
Wow.
we hit like 50 something countries last year.
Awesome.
This podcast.
Dang.
So yeah, I think it was like 53 or something. But yeah, so I guess we'll go on, and hopefully we keep on doing things that people
To put into perspective, I think there are like 260 something countries worldwide.
So you're saying we
Yeah.
conquered
About
quarter of,
about a fifth or something. Yeah.
Let me see. I can actually pull up the exact number. I forgot what it was. So we hit. Not that one. Not that one. Not that one. Not that one. Oh, damn it! I said 50. Sorry.
30.
I overshot it. 28. Still.
Oh,
still
wow.
Countries.
So,
Well,
so impressive. Well, 28 was just last year, but I think we've had hit like 50 like total.
Oh, okay.
I think that's where I got that number from. But it was
Wow.
28 different ones alone last year.
Actually, I'm wrong. There are 195 countries in the world.
Okay, well then there you go. So it's kind of balanced out.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's the new stuff for us. Y'all ready to get into the topic?
Sure.
Yeah.
Songs, albums about a specific year. I'm really curious about what Frank has, so I think we're gonna start with Frank. Do y'all want to try a beer before Frank starts?
Sure, I washed my glass.
Okay.
Kim, do you want
Probably, yeah.
Do you want me to wash yours, or
So
you didn't want to finish it?
okay, so we'll try something. We'll try. I should say it because it's funny. This beer has Britt's favorite animal on it. Yeah, it's a beaver.
The beaver.
So this is from. Actually, it's funny too what the name of the brewery is called. We've never had a beer from this brewery before.
Okay.
It's called Bitter Sisters Brewing Company.
Oh. Okay.
But I was gonna say Beaver Sisters because it kind of
The Beaver Sisters.
I would be like, no.
and it's called Beach Infused Busybody Peach Lager. So it's a peach, and it looks like it's a Helles lager. So it says it's a German style Helles with peach, 5.92%. Fuck, that was weird. 5.92% ABV. So it's like pretty average. Y'all a fan of peach? Beers?
Yeah, peach is good.
A peach beer?
Yeah.
I'm trying to
It
think. Have we
depends.
had it before?
Yeah.
I think we've had
Shiner,
The Lone Star one.
Yeah,
Lone Star
there was a
comes
Lone
out.
Star
That's
peach
right,
beer.
I
Yeah.
forgot they did
Shiner
that.
comes out with peach. Those are the two off the top of my head that I can think of that are like the big ones
Okay.
with peach. But also too, let me see where this brewery's from because we've never
Texas.
had. Oh, they're from here in Texas.
Born in Oklahoma, brewed in Texas. Boom. Gotcha.
Where are they from? Addison, Texas. Kim, you want to do the honors? Oh, look at the beaver.
Oh, it's cute.
All right, so we'll try this one as soon as we're done with this. Frank's gonna kick us off, and he will.
Sorry. I don't know what's going on with these
Oh,
things today.
He's either gonna disappoint me or make me proud, or make me interested,
Or
or make me
that's about-
disappointed and interested.
I hope all four.
Yeah, it could, I mean, it could be all four. It's a possibility. All right.
Oh, yeah.
Here, let me see. Yeah, sometimes it's these the tabs. They're like weird.
Smells quite peachy.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, it does smell peachy. It smells like peach candy, like those
Like
little
those
like
rings?
the rings. Yeah.
Ugh.
You taste
Your
it?
sister
see.
I hate
loves.
those rings.
Oh, you
She
hate the
likes
rings?
apple.
I don't
Well,
like the
because they
apple
have
or
kind
the
of a
peach.
weird taste.
The texture is
Yeah.
weird. It's like
Yeah, they're
not
not-
really gummy, but like gummy.
Yeah, because they're kind of hard. They kind of hurt my
Yeah,
jaw.
like
But
gritty.
It smells a little bitter.
okay, let's go.
I think.
What's a Hellas? Yeah, so it might
Yeah.
might have some bitterness to it.
It's a hellas, yeah.
Ellis, yeah.
Hell is yeah.
It's all right.
I really like the front.
Oh, not too bad.
I don't like the
that.
back that much.
It's a little perfumey.
I like the whole thing. It's good.
I don't know
And I'm
about
not a peach
perfumey,
fan.
It just.
So it's good.
What do you taste in the back? Like the end? It tastes a little funky.
It
to
tastes
me.
like it tastes kind of like a Hefeweizen-ish.
Yeah, a little
Yeah.
bit.
But you know,
I feel like the
that's right down
aftertaste
my
is
alley.
perfumey.
Yeah, it's not that like that perfumey to the point where it's
It's
like
good.
I don't like it.
It would be nice in the summer. I think like warm weather would be kind of all right.
Like a 4.4, 4.5. Yeah, I think I'd give it a 4.5. It's good. It's the aftertaste that I was talking about is really not bad at all.
No.
Kim,
5.5.
Oh, hey.
5.
Brett,
I was going to say 4.
4. Okay. No, I really like it. It's a good beer. It's pretty smooth.
I'm pickier
I want to
than
remember
usual
what that
today.
is because I want to seek it out at some point.
Okay. Busybody peach lager. Well, I'll
Busybody.
totally remember it's
Beaver.
yeah, Beaver.
The Beaver
Peachy
sisters.
Beaver. The Beaver sisters, yeah. Okay, Frank, go ahead and kick us off.
All right.
Yeah.
So, my first artist.
Are you in kicking range? No,
I'm not within
No, you're
kicking
not.
range,
Okay.
but I can be if you want
No,
me to.
no, that's cool.
So for my first artist, for me, it was just a pretty obvious one. I'm going to start with Prince's 1999 song, also from the album 1999. It was written, recorded, and released in 1982. Now, I don't think Prince could have predicted the madness that was going to happen from 99 into the year 2000, but there are references to bombs and big parties and destructions in the song. And like how Brett pointed out, like this whole, thing with the Y2K shutdown, computers just not working anymore, like new dark age. That wasn't until, leading up to that,
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's a fun song to listen to. I mean, it's really popular. Everybody knows it.
Yeah, they play it every New Year's here.
Yeah.
It sounds
Yeah.
like that's literally the song that plays when
I mean, if you listen to Kiss, it kind of fits, right? So it's
In fact, I when I was
San
doing
Antonio
research, I
celebrated the new
read
year.
that on December 31st, 1999, VH1 played the video 24 hours.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah, like all day leading into the
Oh,
year
how fun.
2000.
I remember that.
Yeah.
I remember that.
That is fun.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean it's a fun song. Makes reference to 1999, but the song
a
happened
future
in the song happened in 1982.
Yeah.
And even just looking at the video, I mean some of the
But it even talks about 2000.
it
Too.
even talks
Yeah.
about 2000. Yeah. And I mean the video itself. I mean the band members look like they're almost dressed in a futuristic style, but not really going too far into the
Yeah,
future.
yeah.
Like still keeping it in the 80s, but a little futuristic too.
Yeah.
So that was my first song. Pretty obvious one for me. Maybe
No, it's a good one.
Yeah, I don't know for y'all, but I just had to put that in
Yeah,
there.
no, it was definitely
Yeah.
on my list. I didn't write anything down about it because I figured like that's one that everybody knew, and I did want to mention it.
Yeah.
But no, thank you for talking about that one because I definitely had it on there. Frank, you done?
Well, just a random one popped up into my head right now. I was thinking of Limp Bizkit's Significant Other album.
Okay.
They have a song called 1999,
Oh, that's right.
which isn't very good.
Yeah, no,
But
I don't
it-
remember it being good. Yeah, you're right.
But it does say 1999.
Is that what it's called? It's called 1999.
It's called
Okay.
Yeah, but it's like 1990.
That's right. I'm
Yeah.
gonna put that on the playlist. Okay.
Yeah, so I mean, if you want to get your wine on, there's Limp Bizkit for you.
Yeah. All right, cool. Now, well, I'll put it on the playlist. I haven't
Yeah.
heard that song in forever, but yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Britt, what you got?
So I'm gonna start with a sad one, so that we don't end on it.
Okay, that's a good play.
Yeah. So Pearl Jam has a song called 42002.
Okay.
It's on the album called Lost Dogs, which was released in 2003, and it is called Lost Dogs because it is kind of a compilation of a whole bunch of stuff that they had recorded previously leading up to 2003 that didn't make it onto other albums.
Like a B-side.
Right,
Okay.
but they
Yeah.
were, from what I understand, I don't think any of them were released anywhere
Oh,
else.
okay,
but
okay,
so,
okay.
Yeah, so they weren't,
Okay, I got you.
Like a B-side, but not even a B-side.
Okay, they
Yeah.
were just unreleased songs.
yeah,
Okay,
unreleased songs kind of all compiled onto this one album.
Yeah.
And April 20th, 2002 was the day that Eddie Vedder found out about the death of Lane Staley.
Oh.
So Lane Staley died on April 5th, 2002.
Whoa, whole 2 weeks. Like.
Well, nobody found his body. Nobody knew he was dead until the 19th. So he was at home dead for 2 weeks before anybody found out.
Yeah.
And so the song is just, his mourning his friend because they were friends. And so, super sad song. But I just thought also I would mention a couple other things about it. Well, I guess I'll do it this way. There were several other songs that kind of were about the death of Lane Staley, and there are lots of them, and some by bands that I don't really care about.
Okay.
So I was like, I'm not going to talk about those.
Okay.
But the band that Frankie likes, Cold, did a song
really?
called "The Day Seattle Died," and it's about the death of Lane Staley. The Smashing Pumpkins song, "The Bleeding Orchid," and then Mario's favorite, Metallica. The Rebel of Babylon is about the death of Lane Staley.
That's on Death Magnetic, I think.
Yeah, and that actually their title of that album was inspired by his death.
No way.
I didn't know that
shit.
either.
You see, y'all are bigger Metallica fans than me. Both of y'all combined are bigger
Yeah.
Metallica fans than me.
And
I'll just give y'all my tickets. I'm just giving y'all my
and
tickets.
just to
And
add to
your
your
shirts.
bit about the band Cold, I saw Cold last year when they came into town. And they actually played the song "The Day Seattle Died," and Scooter Ward, the band's vocalist, talked about how, for the longest time he wanted to meet Lane Staley, but it was always like, no, you have to go through all sorts of loops and hurdles to meet him, and it's not going to happen. And then Cold was on tour, and they were playing Seattle, and Scooter was talking about how there was a guy like in a raincoat looking thing just standing off to the side of the stage, and just he was like, who is that guy, and after the show was over, found out it was Lane Staley. And so that was like a person he grew up admiring, and who just randomly showed up to the show. But the sad thing about that was that I think he was like pretty much already on his way out. He talked about how he was just like so frail and shaking and like so like like hunched over, and he was like he's not gonna make it, and then 2 weeks later, everybody finds out about him dying. So
I didn't know there were so many songs. Like it's weird because like I didn't know that detail, that small little detail about about him, about his death. That's crazy. I learned something today.
Yeah. It's heartbreaking when you like read more about it because
and I think that's probably why I don't know.
Yeah. There's all kinds of sad stuff there. Another thing I was going to point out was just that album, the Pearl Jam album, Lost Dogs, is also the album that one song is off of, B-Girl. I think I've mentioned it before. It's about the chick who was in the Blind Melon video. Yeah.
The song I hate.
Oh my gosh, how do you hate that
just hate
song?
that
It's
song.
like so quintessentially 90s. I love it.
So the reason why I hate it is because I don't know how or where. It's like I heard it too many times.
Not the B song, but the other song, right?
Yeah, I'm
No,
talking about the
he's-
song, like this actual, not the
The-
B song, but the
the
song
Blind Melon
Yeah, the
song.
Blind Melon
Uh-huh,
song. Yes,
yeah,
yes.
No
That's
Rain. It's
yeah,
called
No
No
Rain.
Rain.
Oh
That's,
yeah, that one.
I hate that song because it's like
It's
one
just
of
been
the-
overplayed.
Yeah, it's overplayed. That's
Yeah.
why I hate it. But
Take a break from it. Come back in 20 years. Maybe you'll like it
Yeah,
again.
okay,
I
we'll see.
rewatched the video recently, and I was like, "Oh my god!"
I definitely don't like the video. I definitely don't. Like
Yeah,
I think we talked about it on the show.
We
Which
did
ones?
because
where
we-
are they now?
yeah. I don't know why, but I remember talking about the
Yeah, we
song, the
did.
Pearl Jam song, because it was so funny that they wrote a song to that girl, like telling her, because she got so famous. She was on talk shows. It was ridiculous, and they were like, "Stop it! This is silly. Just be a kid."
Well, here's the funny thing is that there's this show on Fox called I Can See Your Voice, and it's where people they have vocalists and they lip sing, and the panel has to try to guess which one's the actual good singer and which one's a bad singer. Well,
Okay.
she was one of the.
Oh no way!
And
really?
and they were like, so she was dressed like the B girl.
Oh,
and
wow.
So, but no one knew that was really her because I guess you
yeah,
know,
she's all grown up.
yeah.
Yeah.
And so, but yeah, she ended up being one of the singers on there, and
Yeah.
I just thought that was kind
One
of
of the
funny.
That is funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know.
Also, this is just dumb, but if bees were to drink alcohol, do they get a buzz?
But
All right, it's been a while. I'm gonna give you
you get a pass.
the
You can
first
stay.
dad joke of the year.
Yes.
I rated a 2 out of 5.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'll
All
take
right.
it.
Who wants to go next? Kim?
No.
No?
Go ahead.
Okay. All right, I'll go. So my first one is a song called 3005. So I'm gonna go to the future a little bit.
Whoa.
And that's
Just a
from
little bit.
Just a little bit. It's from a band called Scars on Broadway. And
yes,
for
yes,
those
yes.
of you who don't know who Scars on Broadway is, Scars on Broadway is the band that was formed by System of a Down guitarist Darren Malakian. He formed the band after System of a Down went on hiatus in 2008. This was after their release. No, it wasn't 2008. 2006. 2006 was when System of a Down released their last albums, Hypnotize and Mesmerize. So after that whole tour cycle was done and whatnot, System of a Down went on hiatus. Serge went to go on to do his solo stuff. Darren formed Scars on Broadway. On that first album, drummer John Dolomine actually played drums on that first album. But anyways, so that their debut album came out 2008. It was a self-titled. It was called Scars on Broadway. And they had a song called 3005. 3005 is about it's about the future, but of course it's Darren, and being in System, they're gonna have some weird shit to say on their songs, right?
Yeah.
So this one was basically talking about how he's looking down at those waiting for the resurrection, because it's 3005 and the resurrectionists are still waiting for the resurrection to happen, and he's just like looking down at them like what do y'all like?
Yeah.
Just laughing at them basically.
Okay.
And that he's seeing them, they're starting to lose faith and not believe in the resurrection anymore, but they're just losing it. And that later on in the song he talks about pretty much it being the end of the world, and like nothing's happening. It's just the end of the world.
Yeah.
And he's in his spaceship and he's just watching everybody in outer space in his spaceship, watching everything go to shit, and he's just talking about that's 3005 and nothing happened.
Nothing happened.
Yeah,
Yeah.
nothing happens. So that's my interpretation of the lyrics. To me, they feel like they're pretty straightforward. I was trying to find like interviews or something about him specifically saying where he got the inspiration for the song or the lyrics or whatnot. I couldn't find anything. It's so weird because I haven't heard that song since pretty much the album came out in 2008, because I bought it when it came out. I remember when System went on hiatus, we didn't know it was going to be for this long.
Right.
When Serge came out with his solo stuff, I bought the album when it came out. When Scars came out, I bought the album when it came out.
Right.
And I never kept up with either of them after that. It was just those first two albums.
No, I mean, I think Serge got more interested in doing more like
scores and stuff.
like more world music type stuff. You know?
He kind of left the rock stuff behind a little bit.
And last I read, I mean, I know it's been like a back and forth thing for the past 16, 18 years of if System of a Down is going to release a new album or not. I don't know. What's your thought on that?
It's not gonna happen. The stuff
Yeah.
that I've seen, a lot of it is just Serge doesn't want to do it anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Also, too, I just read a recent article that he's having back problems now. So, like, even if they did record something, they wouldn't be touring as much as they did before.
Yep.
And in the new interview I saw, it wasn't new, but it was fairly recent. John was saying that he feels like there was a lot of time wasted, which there was. It was almost 20 years wasted, them not doing anything, because the rest of the band wanted to do stuff, but Serge didn't really want to do anything. He didn't feel it. He wanted to do his own stuff. And he said that he wishes now that they would have replaced him when that happened. Which is kind of crazy. Like, I can't really... I mean, I can kind of hear it. Like, Darren was taking over vocals.
Yeah.
Like, slowly, as Hypnotize and Mesmerize came, like, he was taking the front on
Yeah,
a lot
he
of
was.
songs. And so, it would have been a natural step had Serge left, or had they said, oh, we're cool, we're going to keep continuing on without you. I could have totally heard Darren front the band. Because he did... Scars was pretty much another version of System.
Yeah.
It was like a Darren version of System. Yeah, I mean, and it's so weird because 3005 was probably one of my favorite songs on that album.
Right.
When I went back and listened to it, I was like, it's a damn good song. It's a pretty good album. It's just, it didn't age well to me. It just sounds like from that time period, like 2008, whatever. It didn't age as well as the System albums did, but, you know.
I remember Scars on Broadway. We're gonna play a show here in town, and then, like, halfway into the tour, like, the rest of the dates got canceled.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
So I think what happened with, and I remember that, and I think it was because, so when they were forming the band, he wasn't sure if he was gonna have like rotating musicians. Like, he wasn't sure if he wanted a set group.
Right.
After that album came out, there was actually like they went on a hiatus, and it took, I think, like almost 10 years for them to release something else.
Yeah.
And he also changed the name of the band a little bit. It was called Darren Malakian and the Scars on Broadway. John wasn't in the band anymore. It ended up being a rotation of musicians.
Okay.
But I think they only released like 3 albums. I think up to now they only have 3 albums.
Yeah.
And I might even be wrong, and I think it's 2. But yeah, I think a lot of it had to do with the members of the band at that time. I think there was something going on with the lineup, and that's why the tour didn't pan out or whatnot.
Yeah.
But anyways, that was my first one, 3005.
Cool.
With your 3000, sorry, one that popped into my head
Okay.
is a Year 3000, as originally done by a band called Busted. So the song is about a journey to the year 3000, and it references the Back to the Future movies. And the Jonas Brothers actually covered it in 2006, where the lyrics were altered, and a reference to Michael Jackson in the Busted original was changed to Kelly Clarkson, and most of the sexual innuendo was cut out. The Jonas Brothers cover was an American hit after a heavy rotation of the video on the Disney Channel.
Busted.
Wow.
Was it?
I think they're like a UK band or something.
Oh, that kind of makes sense. I'll look it up. I'll listen to it.
Interesting.
Huh? Yeah, I kind of wanna check that out. Okay. Do y'all want to try another beer and then go to Frank?
Sure.
Cool.
All right, guys, let's go for another one.
Sorry if I'm crunching. Ice.
Okay, so.
Oh, do you need a bottle opener?
Oh, I think I brought one because I wanted to make sure that the bottle cap was like, because there's a gnome on it, so I was like.
Oh, cool.
Hold on. Frank, Dan.
Yeah. Okay. So a skeleton walks into a bar and orders a beer and a mop. It's good.
I don't get it.
Yeah.
Wow,
You're gonna have to explain it
Mario.
to me.
A skeleton walks
Skeleton.
into a bar, orders a beer and a mop.
Oh, I get it now because he's a skeleton. Okay.
Wow.
So, do you guys remember
Chouffe.
Chouffe from where are they from?
The Chouffe.
Was it France?
Belgium?
Belgium, yes. Britt, do you remember Chouffe?
Chouffe.
La Chouffe?
The Chouffe.
You remember the one that
It
we
was
had?
the La Chouffe,
La
right?
Chouffe,
Now
yeah.
it's
Le Chouffe.
And we were calling it like Chouffe, but it's not. It's
Chouffe.
La Chouffe.
Chouffe.
So, anyways, this brewery from Belgium, this is an import. They have a few, different varieties of their beer, and you could see this little guy. He's playing a bagpipe. This is a Belgian brown beer from Belgium. So it's called McChouffe. It's called. So all their Chouffes have a name, like a nickname. So La Chouffe is the brewery and
Okay.
their main beer.
That's Mick
This is
Chouffe,
Mick
so
Chouffe.
he's like the Scottish version.
Yeah,
Because he's
so-
got, or Irish, he's got his bagpipes
Like
and
I
his
said,
kilt.
Belgian brown beer. We haven't had a lot of brown beers on this show. What's the ABV on this? 8%.
Yeah.
Okay.
Those Belgian beers, they don't mess around.
So here, I'll let Kim do the honors. Here's the beer towel. You know what? I'm gonna make beer towels and sell them on the website.
Hey, that's
It's gonna
really
be
good
a
idea.
Black towel, no white towel.
Does anybody use a beer towel for anything?
No,
That
I'm
seems like
inventing
might-
it. It's a beer towel. It's like if somebody makes a party foul, then you get the beer towel.
Yeah, and
then
people can use it to help them, tend to their keg
yeah.
and their bar
Yes,
that
there you
they
go.
have.
There you go. Okay, so let me write this down real quick. So I'm gonna put Mick Chouffe. I'll just put McBeer.
Not sponsored. Not
Not
McDonald's.
sponsored.
I don't think
Not a
it's
McDonald's
pronounced Chouffe because that sounds like vomit.
Le Chouffe. Le Chouffe.
Le Chouffe.
I think it's
Le
Le Chouffe.
Chouffe. I don't know.
Because it doesn't
Le
have the
Chouffe?
accent,
I
so
don't
we
know.
figured out that it wasn't Chouffe.
Yeah.
So I think it's Chouffe. McChouffe, yeah.
Chouffe.
I think Kim looked up the translation on it, if I'm correct.
Yeah, it means something, I think.
Does, right?
Yeah. I hope so.
Well, let's see what. Yeah, it's from the brewery is called Brasserie de Chouffe.
Yeah, that means
Chouffe
brewery.
What does it
Is
mean?
white
Brewery, right?
beer, wheat beer, blonde beer.
That's what Chouffe means? Oh, okay, cool. Weird. Okay, I'm gonna give it a taste.
Chouffe doesn't mean anything.
It doesn't? It's like the type of
This
beer?
is from chouffe.com. Chouffe, Chouffe,
Huh.
Chouffa.
Is that the brewery Chouffe.com?
Yes.
This is good.
I am 18 years old. Over. Chouffe doesn't mean anything. During a lunch break, one of Chris's colleagues said with his mouth full, "You should call your beer oomph." Oomph, reported Chris. His colleague swallowed his mouthful of food. And for the first time came out the weird word chouffe. It meant absolutely nothing, but after sleeping on it for a few nights and pondering over it, Chris was convinced. His co-founder had the same first reaction as he did. Chouffe doesn't mean anything, but he too, after a few nights of reflection, changed his mind. So they launched this word that means nothing into the world. Le Chouffe or McChouffe? It's probably the question I'm asked most often in my life and will be asked most often in the future. Chris Bauerwart's co-founder of the Chouffe Brewery. My Chouffe Story 2012. Why a
What the
gnome?
heck? So they just made
they
up
have,
a
like everything
random
like
word?
why a gnome?
Oh, okay,
all
never
kinds
mind.
of
Oh, okay.
Wow.
So
Well,
I thought it was a Belgian beer from Belgium.
It is.
It is.
It's just I
don't know.
This guy's name's Chris. I guess Chris is a common name in Belgium. I don't know.
I don't know. I'm confused.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
what their
confused
website
too.
said. But
That's
Yeah,
from the
that's
website. Yeah.
disappointing.
Yeah, it is
should
kind of
mean
disappointing. I
something.
thought it meant something.
It's
So-
not like
Was it
my
gross?
mouth is full and I can't pronounce
was
stuff.
it gross?
I tried it. I liked it. It's good.
Yeah, it's good.
It's good. It's like smooth and it's like malty and
Yeah, it's good. It's good beer.
I give it a 4.3.
Oh no.
Yeah, I give it like a 4.3. I like it. Britt, what do you give it?
I'm gonna tag along and say 4.3 also.
4.3. Kim?
2.9.
What?
It's burning like alcohol. This tastes like I mean, it's alcohol. But it's like
Really?
alcohol.
What? Here, taste it from here. That does
It
not
doesn't
taste
taste
like
like that to me.
Mm-mm. The ABV is not even that high. Birthday cake over there, Sasquatch was like that.
That was good.
That was like a shot.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, it was
like,
good, right?
Like
No.
Yeah.
Bernie, Bernie.
Oh, the birthday cake one. Oh yeah, the birthday cake was good. Okay, well, I'm gonna disregard Kim's rating on this one because I'm just kidding. You can rate it whatever you want. Frank, you ready?
Yes. My next artist is proto-punk band The Stooges. The song 1969 from their self-titled debut album, which was released in 1969. The song makes references to aging, and part of the lyric is, "Last year I was 21, now I'm going to be 22. So it's the last year of the decade. It's just another year. No big deal." So that was their whole look on last year the decade, then a new decade's coming up. So it's just I'm just gonna be another year older. So that's pretty much it. There's no big anything.
Yeah, that's cool.
It.
I mean, still goes with the
Still
theme.
goes, yeah. And I'm also gonna throw in another artist in here.
Okay.
So this one is interesting because it doesn't reference a year, but the marketing was a big thing.
Is this the one you're talking
No,
about?
no,
Okay.
No, this is not the technicality he told you about in advance. This is the other one.
Okay, he's saving it for the. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Slayer's 10th album, Christ Illusion, was supposed to be released on June 6, 2006. 666.
AFI's December Underground was released on that day.
Yeah.
But anyways.
But there were already a lot of albums being released on that day.
Yeah, I just named one.
So it got pushed back 2 months. But
They should have just done it. They're fucking
I know.
Slayer.
But the state of Wyoming declared, June 6, 2006 National Slayer Day.
Huh.
So, I mean,
Wait, what state was this again?
Wyoming?
the state of Wyoming.
Wyoming. That's weird.
Yeah, it was called like National Day of Slayer LLC.
I know, it's just a weird.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And
Yeah.
Keep going.
So yeah, like I said, it makes no reference to any years or anything, but just the promotion for the album was supposed to be released on a specific date on a specific year. It didn't happen.
Yeah.
Instead, it became National Day of Slayer.
Huh.
Okay.
So they ended up releasing the album 2 weeks after that, or what?
Yeah, like 2 months after.
Oh,
2
2
months.
months.
Yeah, it came out in
shit.
August instead of June. And I mean, I think this album was probably their most controversial to date. And Slayer's no
Oh, I think that's
stranger.
the one where they changed like sound or something.
This one it was more the artwork. Like there were a lot of conservative retailers that were super super offended by the artwork.
Oh, okay, this might be a different album.
it pictures like a limbless Jesus in an ocean of blood,
okay, I
and
think I know what
he's like stoned,
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's painful to have your limbs removed. You should be stoned.
But I mean, Slayer being Slayer, they're no strangers to controversy. But the album got banned in many countries, and they had to alter the artwork just to have it, available to
Lame.
retailers that were saying no to it
Yeah.
originally. But I mean, it proved successful because I mean, if you ban something, more people are gonna want it.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I'll put a song from that album on the playlist. That's that's interesting.
And in fact, I think because of the bans and the controversy surrounding the album, the album debuted at number 5. So I think it's like Slayer's top charting album.
do you think
in
it was
their career.
because of the controversy or because
I think it was the controversy and the marketing that went into, like it's going to be released on this date and whatnot.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
If I was them, I would have just done it. It's you
Yeah.
know what I mean. I would have been like, "F it." Like if anything, that date matches our image more than any other band that's gonna release a. You know what I mean? It's freaking Slayer.
yeah,
That's weird. Well, anyways,
but
you should have made a list of the bands who released albums that date.
you know what? That would be
Hangover. Do a Hangover.
Yes,
Yeah, I want
okay.
to see that.
okay.
Or if you want, no, that's fine. We'll do it as Hangover. I'm interested. Britt, what you got?
A song that I think has come up before, but it's New Order's 1963. It was released on the album Substance in 1987. The lead singer is he's singing from the perspective of a woman. It's a persona, right? And it's they're using like a metaphor of murder to represent heartbreak and betrayal. So he's talking about her husband coming home and shooting him or her, but it's not meant to be literal, right? It's like really what he's coming home to do is like end their relationship because he found someone else, and so it's like a figurative death. Yeah. So it's another cheerful one. But
Keep them coming, Britt. Keep them coming.
yeah, it's not that
Nah, it's not that
grim,
bad. Nah,
right?
nah,
I mean,
it's
that's
not.
a common theme
Yeah,
in
it is
music.
common. Yeah.
But I had to come up because it's New Order, and it's,
Yeah. No, it's cool.
1963 is the name of the song.
No, you
so.
got it. Hey, you're on topic.
There you go.
So I'll put that on the playlist. I keep saying playlist, guys. If y'all don't know, go to our website and y'all can listen to all these songs about years on our Spotify playlist. Kim, what you got?
So I have 1985. which is a 2004 song that was written and recorded by
Bowling for Soup.
SR71 for their album Here We Go Again. Mitch Allen, SR71's frontman, gave the song to the American rock band Bowling for Soup, who recorded a cover version. The cover version reached number 23 on the Billboard Hot 100 and was featured on the band's album A Hangover You Don't Deserve. And the song is about a middle-aged woman who is stuck in the 1980s due to being in denial that her life is zooming by so fast, and the fact that she never got to live out her ideal life before settling down and starting a family. So that was I knew that would be something y'all didn't know.
When you
said definitely didn't know.
when you said that, I was like, you're gonna be the new Frank of this podcast because you've already said two things that I'm like, I don't know who these bands are. And Frank's mentioned bands, I'm like, I know who that is, but like you were like too raw off the bat, I'm like, I don't know.
No,
who this is.
but it tied back to
No, it
bands
did. Yeah,
that
no,
you
it
do
did.
know.
It did.
Yeah, wow.
Or that you've heard of.
When I said Bowling for Soup and you just kept going, I was like, what is she talking about? But okay, no, that's good. So I'm gonna put both versions on the playlist, even though I don't like Bowling for Soup. But so my next one is one that so I've talked about this band before, but I haven't talked about this song, so I'm not gonna like talk about the band a whole lot. But this next song is Year Zero from the band Ghost, or if you're hardcore, you can call them Ghost BC from this area, from this era. Frank knows what's up with that. This is from their 2013 album Infestissimum. That was their second album. And the song Year Zero is basically about the year that Satan rises up and comes into power. And he resets time, basically, to mark his period of ruling or whatever. So the song is basically saying, welcome, Year Zero or whatever.
I just thought
Is
of
it zero
something.
ass? Zero AS after Satan?
I was
Zero
going to
ass?
say, is everything before that BS before Satan?
That's a
And
good
everything
one.
after is ass?
BS.
I'm gonna email Papa. And tell him. No, so yeah, it's just Year Zero. It describes what happens leading up to Year Zero and mentions Satan's alternate names in chant. So the song starts with a chant, and it's like different names that Satan goes by. This song was one of their doom metal songs in the doom metal category because now they're more like 80s arena rock. And on the single, I'm actually looking on Discogs trying to get a copy of this single on vinyl. So on single, the B-side is called Ores Reye, and it's the track played backwards. So on side A, it's the normal version, and then
interesting.
on the B side, it's the reversed backmasked version. And actually, interesting thing about that too, talking about Year Zero, I was looking at the artwork and I was like, oh, it's pretty cool artwork. And the artwork is actually based off of a painting it's an engraving actually by this artist named John Martin, and it's called Satan Presiding at the Infernal Council. And it's a pretty cool artwork. So if I ever get this vinyl, I'll show you guys. But it's pretty cool. But yeah, Year Zero. So I went in the future, went back to the beginning of time.
Yeah.
And Frank, you want to go next?
Yeah, actually, my next one is also a Year Zero.
Oh, shit.
But this is an album by Nine Inch Nails released in 2007.
Okay.
It doesn't give a year specifically when this happens, but so when this album came out, there was like really, really huge, very intricate, very engaging marketing that went into it. So the album actually takes place in 2022, and it's set in a dystopian America where the country has become a Christian fundamentalist, theocratic police state. And the album was promoted, like I said, by intricate stuff, and it had alternate reality games complete with websites, pre-recorded phone messages, murals, and other leaked media throughout the internet and physical locations. There was even a movie and TV show in the talks to further expand the world of this album, And I mean, for me, it was probably like the most exciting time to be a Nine Inch Nails fan, because it's like a lot of little things were happening all over the world, and like random USBs were found in venues, like in bathrooms or or they'll drop like a hint. They'll say 4:20 on 4:20 p.m. on this street, and it's like that's all the clues you get. And so you're just like digging and digging and digging until you find something that's related to the band, Huh. And then it was often USBs, and you plug in, these USBs into your computer. You found all sorts of corrupted websites, and now the government is watching you. Huh. And Corey Taylor is actually rumored to be involved in the marketing of this album. So I mean, he sent like he had some pre-recorded, distressed, distorted messages, like calling out for help or giving out, random like code numbers for people to dial for this new, uprising in society and whatnot. So it was just a really cool time for the band and just for fans in general to be like super engaged and whatnot. So yeah, Year Zero, set in 2022, album was released in 2007. It's just like a very bleak vision of what 2022 would have looked like. I mean, we went through it, nothing happened, but
yeah. What's one of your favorite songs off of that album? If you could pick one.
If I could pick
one. So I can put it on the Spotify playlist.
That's a really hard one. I mean, Survivalism is good. That's the leading single for that track. Uh-huh. There's also The Greater Good. That's a good one too. And all the songs have something to do. Also, another one, Capital G, is a good one, and all the songs.
I remember that song.
And all the songs have something to do with what's happening in the year 2022, without actually referencing the year itself.
Yeah, I gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So that's.
Was this the Rabbit Hole one or no?
No.
Son of a. The anticipation. Okay. Are you done with that one?
Yeah, I'm done with that one.
Okay,
yeah.
Cool. This is a good one. I didn't know about that. That's pretty interesting.
Yeah, I mean, just look it up, and it's like.
Oh no, I'll look it up.
Yeah.
That's pretty crazy. I mean, I remember the album and I remember that song because that was a single, that Capital G one.
Yeah, that was a single, and also there was an unannounced like a show that 9 Inch Nails did in a warehouse basement. Huh. And it's like people that were part of this resistance group showed up at a meeting. It was like 50 people or something. They were kidnapped. They were, they were blindfolded. They were put in a bus. They didn't know where they were being taken to. And they went to like this military style meeting in a basement in a warehouse. And then they turned all the lights off on everybody. And then they, put burlap sacks on them and led them downstairs, and the band just started playing,
Yeah, I've been like, the hell with this. Just give me a free copy of that one.
Yeah.
Britt, what you got?
I have a song from David Bowie called 1984.
Okay.
It's on the album Diamond Dogs, which was released in 1974. So it's actually in reference to George Orwell's novel, 1984. And just kind of, along the same theme of that sort of dystopian future where Big Brother is watching you and all of that kind of stuff.
So his vision was that it was going to happen in 84.
George Orwell's.
George Orwell's vision.
So David Bowie just kind of made a song that it was like it's essentially like recapturing the theme of the novel and named the same as the novel.
Oh, but then I'm also thinking too, George Orwell probably wrote that way before.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I kind of got tripped off with.
Yes.
Yeah, because you said
74 for the release of the album.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it was way before that, Orwell stuff. Okay, no, that's cool.
Yeah.
I will. I'm pretty sure
it's funny to listen to. That song sounds like you are watching a chase scene in a cop show from the 70s. It's so, like, it's disco-y and it's so super 70s. Like, you're going to think you're watching an episode of Starsky and Hutch or something. Cool. It's really funny.
All right. Well, I'm definitely going to listen to it.
Yeah, and funny thing you mentioned talking about David Bowie and the future and whatnot. Yeah. I don't know if y'all know the very entertaining conspiracy about how David Bowie predicted the rise of Kanye West.
No.
Oh, boy.
So, on David Bowie's album, The Rise and Fall of Ziggy Stardust and The Spiders from Mars, David Bowie is posed underneath a sign that says K West, and K West is a fashion house, fashion designer.
Okay.
And people say, oh, K West, Kanye West, back in the 70s,
course, people
David
are-
Bowie.
Predicted his birth.
Yeah, David Bowie was predicting the rise of an artist named Kanye West. And so, it's a very wild theory. Kanye wasn't even alive in 72.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the no on that one.
Yeah, I know. But it's an interesting little theory that people came up with.
Is this one of your TikTok theories?
No.
That's what it sounds like.
No.
All right, Kim.
This is my last one,
Okay.
which is just a weird one. Brian Adams' Summer of '69.
Yeah, that was,
Which is
on my
not
list
about
too.
the summer of '69, but about having sex in the summertime. It's worth noting that Brian Adams was born in 1959 and was only 9 years old in the summer of '69.
Dirty bird.
Dang. Wow.
Is that the same song? Isn't that the one where he's talking about him and his friends making the band?
Yeah.
It is, right? Okay,
Uh-huh.
that's what Okay. Okay. All right. I've heard that song like 100 times. I don't. Okay, I guess. Interesting. It's a good one though. That was on the list. That's like one of the ones that probably one of the first ones that came up, but I'm
Oh
like, I
yeah,
don't
for
want
me
to talk
too.
about
Just
it.
because.
Yeah.
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 Excuse
Yeah.
me, sorry.
No, you got it. I know that's good. You covered it.
I just thought like somebody else will research this one.
Yeah, exactly. That's how I felt. Which Kim
And
got.
thank you, Kim.
Yeah, thank you, Kim. I still have okay, so I have one more that I have on my list to
Yeah.
finish it off, to finish my part, and then I have one that's on here that's I don't know if it belongs on the list or not, but no one's mentioned it yet, so I'll save it for like just a throwaway at the end. So the one that I have is actually an album, and that's Rush's 2112
Yes.
from 1976. So this was Rush's fourth album. 2112 contains a 7-part track called 2112, and it runs 20 minutes. So 2112 is actually split, and then there's I think 4 songs after that that are just regular songs that are part of the album. 2112 is based on a story by Neil Peart, which that story was inspired by Ayn Rand's 1937 dystopian fictional novella called Anthem. So I'm just going to read this real quick entry on Wikipedia real quick talking about 2112 because I thought it was interesting. 2112 tells a story set in the city of Megadon in 2112 where individualism and creativity are outlawed with the population controlled by a cabal of malevolent priests who reside in the temples of Syrinx, which I think track 2 is Temples of Syrinx. In the local radio station here, the classic rock station here, I don't know if all the stations play it or if this was how it was released, but tracks 1 and 2 are played together. And then there's another track on this album as well that's not part of that 7-track split. That was also, I think, released as a single as well. But anyways, a galaxy-wide war resulted in the planets forcefully joining the Solar Federation, symbolized by the red star, which is on the cover of the album. By 2112, the world is controlled by the priests who take orders from giant banks of computers inside the temple. Music is unknown in this world, absent of creativity and individuality. But in Discovery, which is one of the songs, a nameless man finds a beaten guitar inside a cave and rediscovers the lost art of music. In presentation, another one of the tracks, the man takes the guitar to the priests at the temple who say, "Yes, we know, it's nothing new, it's just a waste of time," and then proceed angrily to destroy it and banish him. Next, in Oracle the Dream, another track, the man dreams of a new planet established at the same time as the Solar Federation where creative people live. He awakens, depressed that music is part of such a civilization and that he can never be part of it, and kills himself. In Soliloquy, originally titled Soliloquy of the Sour. Soliloquy of the Soul. Sorry. It looks like an R from
Sour.
here.
I was like,
It looks like an R from here.
it's like what's
Another,
soliloquy
my eyes are
of the
bad.
sour?
Soliloquy of the Soul. That makes more sense. Some more artistic.
Yes.
Yeah.
Our tribute band is going to be Soliloquy of the Sour.
Cool.
It's going to be a lemon with a star in it. Another
soliloquies for grumpy people. Soliloquies of the sour.
Another planetary war begins in grand finale, originally named Denominant, whatever the hell that word is,
What is that?
resulting in the ambiguous spoken ending, "Attention all planets of the Solar Federation, we have assumed control." Peart described the ending as a double surprise, a real Hitchcock killer. So that was the song. I didn't really know the whole story about it. I knew of the album, and I knew of the Temples of Syrinx song and some of the other ones that were not part of that 2112 suite. But I thought that was pretty interesting. So,
Yeah.
have you heard 2112?
I
Supposedly, it's like on the top 100 list of like albums that you need to listen to.
Oh wow.
Like
I tried to tackle Rolling Stone's top 500. I think
Holy shit.
I only made it to like I don't know 480 because I was starting from the very
Starting from 500 and
I was
working
starting from
backwards.
500. Yeah.
yeah.
That's still impressive.
Oh, this is worse. It's listed as one of the top 1001 albums you must hear before you die.
Well, we better get to work. 'Cause
and
that
it-
sounds like a lot of time.
This was also by Rolling Stone, and it ranked number 2. Number 2 out of 1001 albums.
Holy
That you need to
cow.
listen to before
What's
you die.
number
What
one?
are the top 5?
I don't know. Fuck, I don't know. I'll look it up.
okay.
We'll talk about it
I
next.
want to
Yeah.
look at that list.
So we'll look it up next for next
Okay.
episodes of Hangover. So you
1001.
got research to do for
Yes.
the 666 date,
Yes.
and I'll do the 1001. We'll do the
At
like
least
the top 10.
5 or 10.
Yeah, we'll do the
somewhere
top
around
10,
Yeah,
yeah.
that sounds good.
Okay.
Okay, so that was my last one. It's all down to Frank now.
Okay. So this
And
is
Brit.
the moment.
And
we
Brit.
both-
Oh, sorry.
Well, okay. Well, why don't you go first?
Yeah.
No, it's okay.
No,
You can go.
I want
I
his thing to be like.
Oh yeah. So you want that at the,
yeah,
the
I want
last
it at the
thing?
end. I mean, might as
Okay.
well. He's been dragging me along this whole episode, so I might as
Do
well.
you just have
him.
the one left?
How many do you have left?
I've got one that tie into others.
You what?
Oh,
okay,
I know what
yeah,
he's
Britt,
doing.
go ahead.
Okay.
I know it.
And then we can have a beer, and
I
then
know
Frank
what
can
he's
finish it
doing.
off.
Yes.
Okay. Sisters of Mercy have a song called 1959.
Okay.
That's the year that the lead singer Andrew Eldritch was born. So it's just kind of like nostalgic. It's kind of like him envisioning like himself as a baby and kind of thinking about like, when you're older, you're set, right? Like we've made all these choices and we kind of are who we are now. But back then, like you don't even know, right? You're just this creature that's like brand new, like a blank slate. And so it's just kind of thinking about that and talking about
Cat
his
fight.
baby self, like
Is that a hiss?
Yeah.
that was a hiss.
Yeah, that was a hiss.
Wow.
yeah.
If you heard a hiss, yeah, there's a cat fight in the
Yeah.
background. So
Yeah.
So Sisters of Mercy, 1959, and then I was just gonna mention Smashing Pumpkins, 1979. I don't have anything else to say about it, but that's a big, obvious one.
Yeah.
And then I have on my list the same thing that Frank's about to talk about, but I'll let him take over.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
we all want to have a beer break, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, that's
Oh,
right.
sure.
Because he's
I
gonna.
feel like we're gonna need one. I'm gonna.
Yeah, it's a long conversation that we got ahead of us.
Yeah.
Do y'all want another Chouffe? Or do you,
Oh.
or do you want?
Chouffe?
I'm
or do you-
upset by that
Or do you
name.
want a sugar cookie? Or do you want a pomegranate?
Sugar
Or do you
cookie.
want
Pomegranate.
a sangria? So
Sugar cookie.
sugar cookie?
I don't know. What do you think, Kim?
I don't
Sugar
know.
cookie, sangria.
Sangria sounds interesting, but
Chouffe.
sugar cookie sounds interesting. But the Chouffe's been in there a while. Kind of want
Chouffe's
to get
been.
rid of it.
I mean, it's aging. It's aging.
It's aging.
Frank, what
Whatever
do you
y'all
think?
want to do.
Chouffe. Okay.
What
I
is
mean, the
this?
last one was good. I just am upset that they just picked a random word.
Yeah.
I don't know why that upsets me
I don't know
so
why.
much.
I thought it was something too. So
Oh, sorry,
I'm
I just
like,
hiccuped into the mic.
What is
Oh, that's fine. I don't
this?
think it. So this is called La Chouffe.
Wait, that was the first one.
No, the first one was Mick.
No, the first
I think
one.
she means the.
Oh,
the
was
first
it Le? Was
I
it
think it was-
L-E?
The
Uh,
one we
I can-
drank was
The
Mick.
cherry one.
No,
we had the cherry
Oh, that's
pie
what we
one.
had. The cherry. It was a cherry
Oh.
Chouffe. That's
Was
what
it the
called.
Le Chouffe then? Or was it L-E? Because
No,
it
no,
had
no.
something.
It was called cherry Chouffe.
Oh.
That name.
Because we thought it was cherry Chouffe.
Oh.
And it wasn't. So okay, so this is our third Chouffe.
Chouffe.
Oh my
Chouffe.
God.
Chouffe.
I'm so
They're
upset by
Chouffe.
this word. I
Chouffe,
hate it.
Chouffe.
Because it sounds
Chouffe.
like we're like barfing.
A little bit. So
Yeah.
this is our third, and it's weird because it's like from Belgium, so you would think.
Yeah, I
meant
thought
something,
it meant
yeah.
something. It should mean something.
This is called La Chouffe, and it's an ale brewed with. It's just a regular ale brewed with coriander. Beers with coriander, they're really good to me.
Okay.
8% ABV, which is crazy because it's pretty high. Of course, brewed in Belgium. A Chouffe. Wait a minute, but it's crazy because a Chouffe is a place in Belgium.
A Chouffe, yeah.
So how is it
So
made
it
up?
does mean
I don't
something.
know. That's what their website
Man,
said. I didn't write the
those
website.
bastards. I'll look it up.
Jeez.
They're
That'll be
lying.
that'll be another hangover.
That's
So
not the website. I was just reading it directly from.
and it has little gnomes on there, and this one's
It's a-
riding a unicycle.
That's cute.
It's not a hard C like La Chouffe.
No,
I mean, I don't
think
know.
it's
I'm not.
like a sh sound like.
I think
mean,
so
in
too,
French,
but
Yeah.
I'll do my research on this brewery because this brewery's starting to piss me off now. So it's from a Chouffe, Belgium.
A Chouffe.
Okay.
A Chouffe, Belgium. Yeah.
Okay.
So they're probably in this like super ancient town with that name, but they're pretending like they made up this word.
Yeah, maybe they're BSing and I don't trust this
Maybe
guy,
it's
Chris.
like a
Yeah,
conspiracy.
Chris's
like
can't be trusted.
it's like the birds aren't real thing. They're just trying to push a conspiracy theory to
I
see how far it can
saw,
go.
I
Yeah.
saw an interview with the guy who started that.
Yeah.
And it was so interesting to
Started
me.
what?
Birds aren't real. Or
Oh,
like
that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Kim and
yeah.
I saw it.
Yeah.
And I just thought it was interesting as hell, like, because he was like just playing it, and
Yeah.
there
Yeah.
some people were like
Taking it
yeah,
serious.
like,
Dude,
the birds are watching us. And
if
stuff.
you read the website, it's like, how did anybody think that was real? It's so.
It's easy to fool some people that live in like Idaho nowhere, you know what I mean, or nowhere Idaho or wherever.
people who are primed and ready for conspiracies,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Who are
yeah,
already
yeah, yeah,
buy
yeah.
into
All the
a whole bunch of
InfoWars
them.
people.
Yeah, they're already in the bunkers.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyways, I was gonna say
Good
something.
old
Yeah.
Let's see.
Nope, not for me. Nope.
I like this
Ooh.
one better. Dang, we're
That's
weird.
not mine.
We're just a weird bunch of friends that like different things from each
We
other.
like-
And
Yeah, but there are certain ones we like all really love.
I don't
and then
know.
There are some we cannot agree
This one
on.
tastes very
It's like a Hefeweizen.
yes, it is. That's why I love
It
it.
is like a Hefeweizen, but
good.
it's got like this weird like an incense kind of, like a raw incense taste, the coriander, and then the earthiness from like the what a Hefeweizen would be. I guess what I'm trying to say is it's too earthy.
To me, it smells like a 4, looks like a 1.
Let me see. Mario, you're just like everything's going right over your head today.
I'm done with you today.
No more patience for Frankie.
It's
I think it was that bad joke you told, babe.
Probably, yeah.
it's fine. Yeah, I'm gonna rate this one last. What do you rate it?
Nothing. I'm
0?
I would never, ever, ever touch it ever
It's
again.
not that bad. I feel like also too. Anyways, okay, I'm gonna keep.
I'll give it a 1 if that makes Kim happier.
No, you can give it a 0.
I
Kim,
just would
Kim, what do you
never
give
do
it?
that.
5,
Years.
man.
What?
This is delicious.
Okay, I don't know about 5.
If I was not in my damp January, I would drink the whole thing.
I give it like a 3.7. Yeah, I'd probably go with like a 3.6.
This stuff is good.
I'm gonna go with like a 3.6.
Oosh. Okay,
Um,
Le Chouffe. I love this.
Yeah, no, I don't. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, it's weird.
I'm also turning into an IPA girly, so you know.
Yeah,
it's
but this
kinda-
isn't bitter though.
It is a little bitter, but I like it.
That's
This
weird.
one makes me
I'm
want
turning
to
into a
Le
bitter
Chouffe.
girl. I don't know.
That-
Like I used to hate bitter beer.
That's
and now
weird
I'm like,
because
"Ooh,
that
this is so
ale
good."
from Einstock, I believe, is the one that I like that has coriander and
Yeah.
orange peel. But I think the orange peel kind of brings down the weirdness of the coriander because I think
Okay.
the coriander is too spicy. Like
Okay.
not you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, it has like a
It tastes like spice.
Like
not,
spice.
Not like
Yeah.
hot, but
yeah,
spice.
Yeah, you guys know what I'm saying.
Delicious.
But yeah, I think probably in that other beer, the orange kind of maybe I think it's orange peel and coriander. I think it is.
Yeah, I think that sounds
But
good.
anyways, okay, so that was that one. Chouffe.
Yeah,
Frank,
that's what I'm
you're-
going to do
Don't
if I drink
fist
any more of that.
At the Chouffe. It's good.
It's weird. I like the other one
The
better.
other one was nasty.
McChouffe was
The other one-
better.
The other
It
one's
was
nasty.
better.
The
I
McBeer, I
actually
mean.
kind of want to change my rating, but I'll leave it at my 2.9.
Well, anyways, all right. I'm now drum roll for Frank's final
Yeah.
entry. Entries.
Well, I got a real drink this time.
Oh,
Oh.
yeah.
I don't know if
yeah.
it's been featured on the show, but it's a Sam Adams Just a Haze
What? Sam Adams?
non-alcoholic IPA.
Holy shit. Okay. Remind me to take that can for documentation.
Yeah, I haven't sipped it, so if y'all want to like pour yourself some.
Sure.
Anybody?
Oh, I don't have a glass. Do I?
Do you want one?
Sure.
You can have some out of mine.
Oh yeah, I'll just have some on hers. Damn, where did they just get into the non-alcoholic game?
As far as I know,
it's recent.
I think
Right,
it's
it
I
has
think
to
it's
be,
the only
right?
one I've seen out in the market.
Huh.
I don't know if they have any others.
The Chouffe.
Okay, well, I'll let you rate it then. What?
Let's see.
So is it an IPA then? Is it an NA IPA?
Sweet.
It is. It's good. It's got like a little fruity flavor to it.
It is sweet.
Oh, this
Yeah.
tastes like an IPA without the like the punch.
It is-
like
it
the
is sweet,
hard
yeah.
punch. Yeah.
I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 5.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know, guys, we've had quite a bit of non-alcoholics on the show, thanks to Frank.
Mm-hmm.
This is probably the first one I've ever actually liked.
It's
Yeah.
Yeah.
actually we've had some other ones that I think I've liked better than this one, but this is not bad.
Yeah,
It
and
tastes a little. It's weird. I don't know how to explain it, but it tastes a little flat to me, kind of like tea.
Right,
It tastes
right.
like a tea to me.
Yes,
Ah.
because it is quite fruity and
Yeah.
And a lot of non-alcoholics tend to be IPAs for some reason.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just easier to brew. But this is, I think, one of my favorite IPA style non-alcoholics.
Huh.
So I mean, it's up there, like maybe like top 5.
Yeah, because I know we've
Yeah.
had another one. I don't know what brewery it was, and it was an IPA, and I really liked it. I don't
Was it
remember-
Brewdog? Maybe
It probably was a Brewdog. Yeah.
Because Brewdog makes really good IPAs
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, no, it's good. Well, what do you rate it? I forgot.
4 out of 5.
4 or 5.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead and put that on. All right, man. What you got?
All right, so this one is a song called 80s by the band Killing Joke.
Okay.
And when you listen to the lyrics, I mean, it's a bit vague, but when you watch the video, it's very obvious, making reference to just the political and social landscape of the world at the time. And now this is where my loophole starts.
Oh.
So when you hear the opening riff,
Mm-hmm.
you're gonna think Nirvana, "Come as You Are,"
Okay.
because Kurt Cobain was very, very inspired by the band Killing Joke, and he's been very open about it.
Okay.
he stole it.
He
Okay.
basically stole the riff,
Oh shit.
you know, and if you know Killing Joke, and if you hear the Nirvana song, if you heard the Nirvana song after it came out, then you'll think, hey, they stole Killing Joke's riff.
They did.
But if you're a Nirvana fan who's never heard of Killing Joke, you're gonna say the other way,
yeah.
Yeah, except that song came out in
Like-
the
Except,
80s.
In the 80s,
yeah, and the other one came out in the 90s. So 80s came out in 85. But here's another thing. A punk band called The Damned also has a very similar riff for a song called Life Goes On, which was released in 1982 on their album Strawberries. And when you hear the two side by side, you'll think, oh, okay, sounds very similar, but each band put their own little spin on it. In the year 1984, a song called 22 Faces by a Norwegian band called Garden of Delights has the same riff as well.
Reception.
Reception, yes. But then people point back to 1981 on a song by Bauhaus called Hollow Hills, where the bass is, very similar to the riff. So now you've got 5 songs.
I'm starting to think it's just a natural progression.
I think so, yeah.
You're,
And so now you've
Yeah.
got 5 songs that have a very similar riff, if not very identical riff, right?
Okay.
But then some people will say that the origin of the riff comes from a song by the Equals from 1968 called Baby Come Back.
Baby, come back.
it's not that one.
It's
but
not
yeah.
that
Same name.
I
different
just
song.
like saying that because Mario hates it.
one. So it's not the same song, but I went and I heard all these different variations of this riff. And this Baby Come Back song, it's very, it's very happening, it's very happy, it's very boppy. And the guitar, it sounds like maybe, But here's the interesting thing is that Killing Joke and The Damned, without each band knowing about this, they heard the Baby Come Back riff and decided to basically
they were influenced by
yeah,
it.
they were
That's all.
influenced by
They
it.
didn't
Yeah.
decide to rip it off. It's not like their versions are very different.
Okay.
Yeah, their versions are
Yeah.
very different, but you know, the Damn song and the Killing Joke song, I mean, they sound the same, and then you hear the Nirvana song and it sounds exactly like it, and then you hear the other three, and it's just like coincidental that they all sound the same.
Yes, a lot of it's coincidental, except for Nirvana.
You know, this
Yeah, yeah.
could have been its own topic, right? Songs that
Yeah, it
sound
could
like
have
other
been its own
songs.
topic,
Because
yeah.
I mean, there's even been lawsuits that I think we've talked about too.
Yeah.
Where, you know, but
There should have been one there, because like when
Yeah.
you hear the Killing Joke song, you'll be like, dude,
I mean,
what
no,
the hell?
I'll definitely listen to them. But as
Yeah.
far as playlist goes, only the one about the year is going on the playlist.
Yes. But
That's fine.
Yeah, no, and that's totally fine. But that's just like the small little rabbit hole I
Yeah,
went down
yeah, yeah.
because there are like dozens of songs where people say, you know what, no,
Oh,
it
yeah.
actually started from this riff, or it actually started from that riff.
Yeah.
But it's like, nah, I just wanted to stick it to I wanted to just stick to a handful and not get super, super deep into it. But yeah, Killing Joke 80s, when you hear it, you'll hear it, you'll know it.
But the
and-
others, I feel like they're different enough. They're different enough, and they didn't intentionally
Yeah, like
model
straight up.
themselves
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
after
no, no.
it or anything
Yeah.
like that. And the Bauhaus one, you have to like really use your imagination, I think, because it slowed down so much that it just, to me, it was like, what? But I'll let you decide.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so if you want to go down your own rabbit hole, feel free to do it.
I mean, I'll definitely check them out. I'm curious.
yeah. So that was my own little fun, part of my research for me.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Did y'all have anything else? I have one more that's a throwaway, and then y'all could say whatever y'all
Sure.
want about it.
Go ahead.
Go for it.
The only one I had that no one mentioned, which I don't know if it fits the category or not, was Don McLean's American Pie. So that song was released in 1971 off of his album American Pie, and there's a bunch of references in it, but one of the main references is he talks about the day the music died, which references the 1959 plane crash that killed Buddy Holly,
Holly.
Richie Valens,
The Big
Big
Bopper.
Bopper. Well, there was one more on there, right? Or was it just?
I thought it was
I know there
those
was
three.
somebody
Those
else.
are the three that
yeah,
I
the
know.
three main ones, right?
Yeah.
But it also references stuff from it's basic. The song's basic. Like Don McLean never went into detail about like specifically what he wrote the song about, but just off of the references, people say like, okay, well, it's definitely about 1959, but it's also about the cultural shift that happened with music and just culture in general between 1959 and 1969, like right before 1970.
Yeah.
So that was what the Woodstock, the whole Woodstock stuff,
Yeah.
when the Woodstock era ended or whatnot. What was that? I think it was
Woodstock?
something happened.
Oh.
I don't remember what it was. There was a concert. I think it was the Rolling Stones concert. I think they put an end to that.
Oh, was it the Monterey Pop Festival?
I think so. Or it was like the Altamont one where the
Altamont, yeah, I think
it
that's
was the
the
one
one.
where they played some. I think it was like a speedway or something. The Hell's Angels were there. They killed somebody.
Oh, yeah.
And then that was like pretty much the end of the whole Flower Power thing.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so basically that song is like not. It's like
Oh,
kind of
gosh.
about 1 year, but it's also about like a whole stretch of time. So that's why I wasn't sure about it. And I was like, I just wanted to throw that out there. Probably won't put it on the playlist, but I just thought it was kind of interesting.
Yeah, no, it is interesting, and I think Rolling Stones actually hired Hell's Angels.
Yeah, they did. That's
to
what
be
I said.
yeah to be their security.
Oh,
And-
did I leave that part out? Well, yeah, they
No,
were
you
there.
said that you said the Hell's Angels were there.
Oh,
yeah.
But yeah, Rolling
Yeah.
Stones hired them. Yeah,
Yeah.
I left that
they
part
were-
out.
they
Yeah,
were
Yeah, so
security,
they were
yeah.
hired
They were
as security.
yeah.
And apparently they didn't know that Rolling Stones fans can get a little wild.
Yeah. Wasn't it a free concert or something?
It was. I'm not sure how it
Oh,
was,
okay.
but I mean, a lot of people were there, and people were just having fun. And the Hell's Angels mistook that for, I don't know what.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think like one person died.
One person died.
Yeah.
Yeah, they killed somebody. But yeah, I think that was the end of that era, and that's kind of apparently what that song's, or supposedly what that song's describing, just that whole era, and then the whole cultural change that led up to that, and like how like that generation, like where their innocence got lost and stuff, and where they just things started changing for them. But yeah, so that was that. We can talk about off the show or whatever. We can talk about what next topic would be
Yes.
will be. I don't know. Are we doing an episode next week? I don't even know.
I think so.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Probably,
I mean, we
right?
can. Yeah, we can figure it out and see
that-
what's going on.
think we
Is
have
next
any-
Friday the Friday we're off? No, it's not. It's
No.
the following Friday, right? Yeah, I think we can do one. Well, if something comes up and we can't do it, then we'll talk about it. But it looks like we'll be back next week, and then we'll see what our episode is going to be about. So I hope you all liked our first episode of 2023.
2023. Yeah.
If you guys would like to send your virtual kicks to Frank, you can email us at rocktalkhappyhourpod@gmail.com and just put a little kick Frank thing, and whoever sends the email, I'll say who kicked Frank for that. But
Sure.
no, I mean it was interesting. Was it on topic? It's debatable. I'll let the listeners decide. Yeah, I mean that's it. That's all we had. Everyone had good stuff on their lists. There was really no overlapping, which was cool. But I think we all kind of shared some of the obvious ones, which was going to happen.
Yeah.
But no, everyone brought some good information. And
Oh, sorry.
y'all good?
Yeah, I think we're good.
All right, guys. Well, we'll see y'all next week, probably.
Cool.
Great.
Cheers.
Sounds
Cheers.
great. Bye. Cheers.